Well, I hope everybody had a great day yesterday. I know I did. And guys, we know that ADA and the crypto market did. In fact, we surged. We got to a new zip code. We actually made quite a bit of progress despite the hawkish tone by Jerome Powell yesterday. And this showed us a couple things. One, rate cuts were not priced in like we've been talking about. Two, we're kind of following right now what we did last September, which led us to obviously an exciting Q4 in the crypto market. But three, the market is excited about progress. And there were a few cherries on top of the sundae that came as the day progressed. And now it's a question of what comes next. So we'll discuss that in this video, as well as a very bullish formation that we actually saw not long ago that is taking place once again that brought ADA above $1. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So ADA at the time of filming this video is just above 91 cents. We're like 91.30, and we're dealing with some overnight chop. That's not really surprising. The market is trying to obviously determine its direction for the day. You know, there is the possibility if we don't get enough momentum off of this, we could see some retracements. We actually got very close to a range that I'll discuss more in this video, but which is very important. But I will say it's very nice to see us above 90 cents. We've obviously talked about this 84 to 90 cent zone. It's a zone of very thin liquidity. You guys can see that ADA traverses almost this entire range in daily candles. And, you know, yesterday, despite the somewhat hawkish news that we got, and by hawkish news, I mean Jerome Powell obviously saying, you know, we're not in any hurry to cut rates further. We're waiting to see if there's any long-term impact from inflation, blah, 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 blah. The same crap he's been saying time and time again. The market still turned around and started to move to the upside. You guys can see that hourly candle right here. And that was a progress candle. We actually got all the way up to, 89.50 before we started to see a little bit of sell-off, a little bit of retracement. That was around 2:30 p.m. or so. We started to work our way back down. All right. Now, that being said, the market still continued to rally because we got some very exciting news. Here's the first bit of news that you guys need to be aware of. The SEC approved generic ETF listing standards, clearing path for digital asset listings without individual approval. Huge deal for the crypto market. If you guys remember, there's over 50 spot ETF products that are sitting on the sidelines waiting for individual approval, and the SEC has just been kicking them down the road time and time again. And this does include the Grayscale ADA spot ETF among many others. And guess what? The Grayscale ADA spot ETF actually qualifies for these listing standards. So it's going to be a very short period of time, might be within weeks, that we are going to see an ADA spot ETF on the crypto market, which is a very big deal. And so this took place about 4:30 p.m., 4:40 p.m. Central Standard Time. And of course, we started to see ADA in the crypto market get a bit excited again right here. These are that bulk of hourly candles. What I'm surprised the market didn't really react to more, and maybe this had been priced in a little bit, is something that came just a little bit further as the day progressed. And this is the approval of the Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund for trading. If you guys remember, this was approved several months back, and then they kind of paused things. They say we're going to review this more. And guess what? Now this has been basically greenlit. And remember, this includes BTC, Ethereum, XRP, Sol, and ADA. So ADA is now going to be in an actively traded spot ETF product here in the US. And again, this makes it even that much easier to get spot ETF products, further ones, approved and gassed up for ADA. So that's very, very exciting. And again, that took place kind of right in this bulk right here. So we made some way up, some down, we're chopping around, and we're kind of just making our way through these past 12 hours here or so. So we'll obviously see what happens today if the market isn't or is not going to react to this. That was happening more in the overnight candle, but it's very exciting nonetheless. Now, that being said, let's talk about ADA here, because we're actually doing something that is very, very bullish. Now, I've seen some people say, oh yeah, we're building this head and shoulders, and basically what people are looking at is this right here, right? They're looking at the left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Here's a problem, guys. This is not a neckline. All right. That is not a neckline by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, what we're doing right now in terms of ADA is we are actually building an inverse head and shoulders. And I can't draw for crap right now, so bear with me. So guys, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. We are sitting right at about, we're at 91.30 right now, but right at about 93 cents. is where we could create an extension and a blowout to the upside, because that would be breaching our true neckline. But what I found very interesting about this is exactly what ADA did back here in late July into early August. We have our left shoulder, we have our head, we have our right shoulder. There's our neckline. Actually, it's a little steeper than that. There's our neckline, and we know that this is when ADA, over the course of just a few days, ran from about 76 cents to over $1. It's all right. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to happen for sure, but we have in fact seen this before, and now we're starting to get into a little bit more bullish of a swing. This rate cut that we got yesterday just kind of kicked off everything, because right now there's actually a 90+% likelihood of an interest rate decrease coming yet again in October, which is a very promising sign. I will say we did flip bullish on the daily stochastic RSI in terms of ADA here. We're seeing BTC up above 117K. We're actually hitting some of the highest prices we have seen since all the way back in the middle of August. BTC dominance still sitting down in some very low levels, now down to the below 58%. Yesterday was a brutal day for BTC dominance. And again, you're starting to see a lot of confidence re-enter the crypto market. This is exactly what is necessary. And what's very interesting about this is we haven't seen this continued USDT dominance breakdown, USDT dominance breakdown. Okay. We're still waiting for that to take place, but I have to say there's a lot of capital that is getting thrust into the crypto market right now. It's like we talked about just the other day. There was $2 billion in stables that flocked to exchanges. Why do we think that was? Well, you can see it right there. These daily candles. All right. People wanted to position themselves in the crypto market. They wanted to get prepared for what's coming next year. And again, it really truly seems like time is running out. The good news just seems to keep hitting the crypto market left and right. And despite some of the little sprinkles of negative stuff, it doesn't really seem to matter, because we're making progress. I want to remind everybody we're still right now in that Wyckoff accumulation model. So we're still chopping around here. We have not escaped this zone yet. Once ADA basically gets past $1.08, it's pretty smooth sailing from there. And again, who knows when that's going to happen? Maybe that's sometime over the next week or two, but we'll obviously see what progress is made. But do you think this is something that has enough weight to carry us above $1? Do we see that coming soon? But have a great day. Show your love below. Let me know your thoughts. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.